Alright, here's the follow-up tutorial. I will talk more about this beehive surface. I'm going to show you how to use Maya work with Rhino together to deal with this beehive pattern. As I discussed in the last tutorial, the beehive pattern I can only produce the surface rather than the mesh. So if I want to transfer the surface into Maya to do something, I cannot use OBJ format because OBJ will automatically convert into a mesh, which is not good because it will make the triangulation to kind of break apart this beehive pattern. So I kind of have to maintain the file format as a surface. So I'm going to use export selected as IGES, which is NURB surface-based file format. So I will save the file as b3.iges, maybe b4. Use default, that should be fine. So then I go to Maya here. I'm going to import that surface IGES into Maya program. Use A to see all the geometry. Shading, right? You can see that's the geometry looks like. You can actually see it's coming as a group, and in the group you have all the individual NURB surface. That's actually pretty cool. Then the next step I'm going to do is let me see, I want to actually select all the beehive surface, and then I'm going to convert the NURB into polygon. So check the setting box. I'm going to choose quad count as number 1. So what happens is Maya will use the minimum face to simulate the beehive. Right? So it's not going to break the beehive into triangles. It will maintain as one single face. So hit apply, close it. So now you should see this individual polygon. If you move them around, let's do the centered pivot. W, you can move this a little bit. So you can see here is a polygon version of this beehive. Let's give a nice texture. Let's give a new Berlin texture. It's easy, you can see, right? So this is actually the polygon version. If you move around, you can see it's actually break apart into these individual pieces. There are a couple of things you can do in Maya. Number one is if I want to using the Papakura program, let me just duplicate this guy. Okay, I could easily just identify these pieces. Right, I can let's do this. I will select the rows or the columns. So it's very similar like what I have done in Rhino. I want to unroll these columns and flat into the 2D surface. So if you just directly move this entire thing into Papakura, the pattern will look pretty ugly. So what I will do is I will just move this a little bit so I can see the gap between each column. I will select everything here. Actually, I don't need this piece. Select everything here. Alright. I think I don't need this part as well. Delete. Alright. So they are just individual columns. Then I'm going to combine all the faces together. And then I'm going to merge all the points. Alright. So what happens is now, if I move a face, this guy, you can see is merged with the neighboring face. Right? That's the reason you want to use the merge. And if I export this guy, let's export selection into merge number 9. So here in Papakura, I will open this guy. Right, you can see it's very nice. The program already detected the openings, the edges. So this is all based on the column. So if I do unfold, you get a really nice, clean laser cut pattern. So I think this is the whole point. To do this in Papakura compared to do this in Rhino, seems like it's quicker, it's more efficient. You can cut the panels. Okay. There's another benefit. I will show you. Actually, to do this in Maya is as soon as you convert this into a mesh, let's make another duplication. Control D. I can combine all the individual hexagon first. Then I will do a merge. Alright, so they are being connected. So if I move the face, you do see they are connected, right? So here I will do a soft selection. I will do a scale, soft selection. And here I check option here, the name is normal. By default, I think is object or word. So normal means if I scale the selected points, it's not going to change the curvature. So the surface curvature is still the same. See, if I just scale the pattern, if I look around the surface, it still maintains the original curvature. Right? So the new pattern is just floating across the existing surface. This could be a really powerful way, allow you to customize a pattern of this beehive. So even you scale up and down, it's still the same curvature as the original pattern. You could think about this as a strategy to design the building skin, and in part of the skin is bigger or part of them is smaller. Key point is you don't want to change the curvature of the entire mass. Alright, so I'm happy with the result. Then as I will disable the soft selection, and then I will do the same thing, right? I have to break apart these columns. So right now, if you just pick every 2 columns, so here is a little bit distorted, but I think you can still see every single row here. So select them one by one. Then I'm going to use extract to break apart these pieces. So in the extract setting, I would uncheck this guy, just choose apply. I will click the blue color circle to switch the coordination to word coordination. Then I can use W to move the faces. So what you see is the face is break apart from the original surface. Just leave a tiny gap here. So select that. So now I have everything here. I have to delete some face. I don't need this face. I don't need this 2 face. Clean up a little bit. We should also test if I move the face now. Here's a problem. The faces break apart from the neighboring, the top and the bottom. So let's do this one more time. Select everything and merge. Alright. So as a result, if I move the face again, you should see they are attached to the column. Alright, so we want to break the gap between columns, but we do want to maintain every single cell within that column as one single group. Right. So This is interesting pattern. You can see it's uneven. Some part is squeezed. And again, I can export the selection into Papakura. I think I should give a new name. Let's give it 19. And I open the file. Alright, you see the edge, the gap is labeled as red color. Unfold, you got this really beautiful, clean, unrolled surface. Okay, so this is the whole process to doing this instead of in Rhino but in Maya with the Papakura. The whole point is in Rhino you deal with the surface or NURB. In Maya you deal with the mesh or polygon. Okay, that concludes this tutorial.